Previously on King Kogi, we went shopping at the Korean grocer Pat's to gather all the very specific things we needed to prepare Korean barbecue at home. With all the side dishes and banchan, dips, and sauces all prepped and prepared, there is only one thing left to do. In this video, we are firing up that grill and let's get cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. Weighing in at, I'm not sure because I have to check the packaging. Pounds. It's Samgyeopsal. Wow, 7.79 pounds of Samgyeopsal. Samgyeopsal. Like the Hobbit, you know Samwise McGee. Samgyeopsal. Oh God, roast my Korean, it's gonna happen. So this is Samgyeopsal. It means 3-layered meat. You've got a fatty portion at the top. You've got meat, fat, meat. My other favorite is Ohgapsal. That's five layers of meat and actually comes with a thick layer of skin. I have 2 more cuts of meat, but why don't we get started with Samgyeopsal first, and I can tell you some tips and trips how to trip yourself when you're ticking. Tips and tricks on how to wrap this and eat it to the best. I speak English now, guys. It's how it is. Accept it.
As Martina.
Okay, I've popped the grill back on and I've blasted it to high mode. I'm going to put a couple pieces of Samgyeopsal on and then I'm going to turn the heat down a bit. But first, let's just get them going by rendering some of that wonderful fat. Ho, what a fatty piece. Look at the size of that thing. Okay, at first, I don't like moving my Samgyeopsal that much because if you do, you can cause it to kind of like not have as crispy as a bottom as you'd like. So I'm just gonna leave it for a little bit, let it think about what it's done and render some of that fat off. I'm gonna add some mushrooms as well, just like one, because it can take some time. I like to put the mushrooms where the fat is rolling downhill, so it kind of cooks in an oil. If you are with vegetarians, you can separate your grills either or, right? I feel like I definitely should have started with the celebratory Soju shot, shouldn't I? I will just make this video so much funnier. I'm scared, but I'm doing it. I'm gonna turn on the Soju dispensing machine and I'm gonna have a pre-Soju shot. I haven't tested it out since I plugged it in for today, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't remember the mode for, one is like for 1 shot and one is for a half shot. I hold it down.
Why is it? I knew this would happen. That was not very nice, Mr. Frog. 1 shot.
Woo! So what I'm doing now is I'm checking for hot spots. So this area seems to be hotter than the rest because this little tiny tip over here is getting quite dark quite fast. This side is not as dark. So that lets me know that there are some spots that will burn more quickly than others. Go my pretty Samgyeopsal. Oh yeah, don't you know that looks good. Ooh, see how crispy it's looking? Giving him a big fat flip. So you can see what I mean now about how this spot isn't as grilled. In Korea, you traditionally do things based off of age ranking. So if I am younger than somebody or you're my supervisor, then I should take on the job of grilling. And let me tell you, I was fabulous at this job. I do not want my meat to burn. I'm a very dedicated meat grilling person. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down now. I can see that the sesame oil is bubbling away. Isn't this a brilliant little design? I'm gonna go about halfway. It's looking good. Okay, I'd like to know from you guys, tell me how many of you in the comments, please let me know, have you ever had Korean barbecue and did you have it in your home country or did you have it in Korea? Did you find it confusing? I love kimchi wrapped rice. Oh yeah, you stay there. Lid is off, okay? Kimchi lid is off. It's happening, everybody. We are smelling and feeling the vibes of Korea. Why did I do this dance? I don't know, just felt right. Are we seeing the beauty of this and how gorgeous this is? It is beautiful. Well, yeah, that's nice and tight. When the meat starts feeling tight, like before it was kind of like floppy loosey-goosey, Once it's tight, we are ready to start cutting. So I'm gonna grab mine from one side and I'm just gonna cut them into pieces that could fit in my mouth if I was making a wrap. Oh yeah. We're just babysitting it. We're just babysitting it. We want it to be the best meat it can be, you know? We don't want it to get all crispy and lose all of its juiciness, but at the same time, we want it to have a nice little crispy outer interior. Yeah. I'm going to test your K-pop knowledge by singing, and if you don't know who it is, you'll make me wanna cry, cry. That was your first one. I mean, it's pretty much cooked at this point. I think one of my biggest fears in Korea was going, what if it's not cooked enough? I'm gonna get diarrhea and explode my butt out of this restaurant, and it's gonna be so embarrassing. But that actually never happened. It was more the soju that killed me. Oh, soju is tough work, and it can really teach you a lesson about life and humility, let me tell you. All right, I'm getting excited. I think I'm ready to make my first wrap. Smells amazing. This looks absolutely scrumptious. I'd like to show you a couple ways to wrap this. Let's start with the OG. So we're just gonna take a piece of lettuce on its own. I like to call this
breaking the spine.
I take my finger and I just kind of snap the lettuce so that it folds better. You're gonna take your ohashi, your chopsticks, chokarak, and you're gonna put a little bit of rice down. Why, Martina, why? Because the meat is scalding hot, and I have absolutely put meat in my lettuce and it burns to your finger. So put a little bit of it down, a little bit of here down here, a little pillow, a little cloudy pillow. We're gonna add a little bit of samjang. Just rub your ohashi, your chopsticks through and just smash it on like that. I'm gonna pick out a piece of garlic. Korean food is communal. So I don't know how they handled it during COVID, but you get your chopsticks in your mouth and into other stuff. I like to believe the power of kimchi and the intense heat will burn everything up. From here, we're gonna grab a piece of meat. This one looks amazing to me. It's got this like crispy pacha skin on the outside, juicy and oily looking. I'm going to take this and dash it in the tiniest bit of salt, just a kiss of salt on it. Pat it down, and I'm gonna have a little bit of the green onions that I made. Just a bit, because I wanna kind of taste this original piece. It goes in just like that. I'm gonna put these down, and I'm gonna fold like so. I'm gonna go up the middle. Okay, so it's kind of like in half. Then you go left, then you go right, and you've got this little tiny baby. Look at it, a little tiny package. You eat it in one shot. Don't think I haven't tried to bite it in half and had tragedy. One shot, you guys. Cover your mouth if you feel embarrassed. Here we go. Joanne. The pork is juicy. It's crispy. The rice is this beautiful little spongy bed. Not spudgy bed. No, spongy bed. And the vinegary spiciness from the green onion just goes pop at the end. That is one way to make one of those wraps. We have a couple more to discover. But first, soju. Okay, so soju isn't the tastiest of alcohols, but I realize that soju shines when it comes to grilling fatty meats. The fat in your mouth, it's creamy, right? Like otoro, like that really creamy tuna. The soju kind of cuts through it. So if you don't drink alcohol, I'd recommend something like lemonade or some kind of refreshing beverage that can kind of cut through the fat. Think of it like when you have fish and you have lemon juice, right? All right, soju frog, it's you and me. Are you going to wildly shoot again? Ooh. It's the greatest invention. I have to change the settings to half shots, however, but it's amazing. I'll do a half shot. Because some of you are older than me, I will look away as a sign of respect, and I will cover my mouth, which is the Korean way. 맛있어요. Okay, I have one more wrap I want to show you for samgyeopsal. Because it's so oily and fatty, this is when the vinegar mou really comes in to shine. I'm gonna go ahead and break the spine. Yep, and I'm gonna reach in and I'm gonna grab a piece of this, just one piece. I think I got one, and I'm gonna lay it down. You can see how thin it is, right? It's quite a little thin piece, but it's very, very vinegary. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of rice on top of it, just a bit. And not much is gonna stand up to this, so I might take a nice big fat piece. Look at that. Do a little bit of salt on the side of it, just a little dabble, just a kiss. You pop it on top like that. And we're gonna fold it up and go for it. The vinegar is gonna cut through the fat so nicely. And good night, little baby. This might be a two-biter. This might be a two-biter. You have to bite aggressively. Here we go, two-biter aggressive. It's so buttery, and then you get this little vinegar hit, and the moo brings this kind of crunch. It is so tasty. The reason I started with Samgyeopsal is because of the fat. The oils that are now greasing up the pan are perfect for leaner meats. And I'm gonna show you a little trick that the Ahjummas taught me to keep this meat from overcooking. You're gonna go through your lettuce, your sangju, and you're gonna find kind of like the lamest piece, like a piece you wouldn't really use. And it's gonna become our sacrificial lettuce, basically. Okay, this one's got like a hole in it, it's a bit brown. We're gonna use you. So now we know that these two spots here are the hot corners, so we're gonna find a cooler corner. I'm gonna go over here so I can handle my meat better later on. gotta make sure I know how to handle that meat. And now I'm gonna put the lettuce on the grill. Eventually it'll start getting crispy, but it takes quite some time. So you just pile up your stuff in the corner so that you can just pop it whenever you want and it's not gonna get overcooked. My next two pieces of meat are $4.39 Canadian and $6.71. A lot of people will go for the juicy meats that are covered in sauce. The problem with the saucy meat is that it burns, so you have to constantly change the grill or lay it down with tin foil. I think that the leaner meats are not as popular overseas, but in Korea, they're very popular. Ooh, can you hear me over this sizzle?
It feels like it's really loud.
This is a lot of meat. And we all know in this economy, it's quite a good deal. Hey, you guys, you want some asmer? You want some asmer?
Asmer time. I really don't get those videos.
That one with the girl going viral where she's like,
Clackety, clackety, clackety.
whatever it was, and I could not grasp them, but I loved the quality content that came out of making fun of it. But maybe some of you were all like, oh yeah, open up that rice bowl again. 여기요, 아줌마, 된장찌개 하나 주세요. 네. Oh, right, I'm the Ahjumma, so I have to go in and get my own 된장찌개. All right, I'll be right back. I've turned off the heat. It'll be good, Jenna. I'm barbecuing in my garage. Gosh, isn't it so insane and so crazy? All right, 된장찌개 in the house. It is hot, hot, digga digga, hot, digga digga, hot. That's an old one. I'll be impressed if any of you know it. You know, one of the nicest things about Korean barbecue is sharing it with other people. You just reach over each other, you have fun, you drink. It's one of my favorite things to do. I do wonder if I could lure somebody here to have barbecue with me. I have just the idea. Oh no, a box of Yorkshire Gold tea? And someone's gonna throw it in the garbage? Who would do such a thing to a box of Yorkshire Gold that smells
Who said Yorkshire Gold?
Oh, oh wow, it totally worked.
You throwing that away?
I was gonna just toss it,
I'll
so.
take it.
Oh, okay.
It's Dan, my favorite British person ever.
Hello, everyone.
Although I do confess, you rank just like one or half below Labyrinth David Bowie.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
He's also a fictional character.
Is he?
I saw an owl recently and I was like,
David Bowie?
don't spiral me like saying there's no Santa Claus or something. There is definitely Santa Claus. Are you hungry?
Yes.
I have a copious
do.
amount of meat.
It does look like there is a lot of meat on this barbecue.
Accidental soju, what happened there? And I don't have any soju, so maybe if you want to join me in a cheers.
Gonna fill your frog
A
up.
new YouTube hobby.
Here we go.
when meat
Is it
wraps.
the perfect amount? Oh, it's pretty
Wow,
close.
that's amazing.
All right.
Okay, so what do we say in United Kingdom? What do you say in British?
People go chin chin, but that's not a good way to say cheers in
Okay.
Japanese.
Oh no, no.
Those who know. they
Okay,
know.
let's switch to either kampai or kambe.
What's that?
One shot.
What's that?
Cooey. Doesn't get any easier, does it? Cool.
It's I'm gonna eat this meat. I'm gonna raw dog this meat.
That went
Woo.
straight to hangover there. No. I can feel it coating my stomach.
The soju.
It's quite intense.
It slowly makes its way around. Oh my gosh, the moksal is so good. Well, you came in the nick of time because this meat is definitely entering, I will confess, the overcooked stage. It's not overcooked yet. I've had some very shriveled up meat in my life.
This just none of it sounds good. Okay, phrasing.
I'm gonna put some rice in here.
I'm gonna go for a gochu.
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 That can go on that too. You just kind of smear it like an art piece. You're just like,
you
bleh,
go.
paint me like one of your French meats.
Perfect. I might have mixed my meats here as well. Who knows? I'm gonna put a bit of this in. What else? What else?
Oh no.
Salt.
Oh no.
Spicy.
Yeah. Oh, it's the classic really hot one where at the beginning there's no heat and then you feel the oil coat your mouth and you know you've made a terrible mistake. It's
Is it really that spicy?
why don't you give it a go? It's a builder. That's not kidding around, that one. At first you go, oh, it's not spicy. Then the oils spread.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Getting it?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Getting it?
Oh. Oh.
Right? Oh. Yeah, that's the worst one I've had in a while. It's getting worse, right? I know. So sorry. Here, take this. This will make you feel better. Eat this. I know. Sorry. I didn't want to kill him.
Oh, it burns.
Just take that. Take that. Yep. Scoop it with some rice. Right on in.
That's good. What was that? Slice of giant pineapple. Oh. It's nice. Mew.
Moo.
It's good. It's good. My lord, that is spicy.
See how much fun Korean barbecue can be.
Oh, it burns. Oh. Oh.
It's like roulette.
Oh.
Now remember,
Oh.
if you go to the toilet, to the loo, wash your hands beforehand because we both touched a really spicy pepper.
I've kind of reverted to putting my meat in the rice. That's fine, isn't it? I do that in Japan anyway.
Any way you like, that's the way you have it. It's just it's going raw dog, right?
Very hot.
Yeah, so that's the downside.
Very hot.
Okay, I have a question for you. Those are like hot ones. You know when you eat spicy food and you ask important questions? You're like, what's your perspective on sampling music and how do you feel about the scene how it's changing in the drum and bass world? No. My question is as follows.
Yep.
You've had Korean barbecue in Korea. You've had Korean barbecue in Japan.
Yep.
Do you now feel the vibe difference that I was talking about when I said that Korean barbecue in Korea is just special and different?
It's a little bit smaller in Japan. It's not as like spicy.
Hot ho and spicy
There's
bad.
never any moment where you're like, oh, that's too spicy. Whereas right now, my nose is starting to run.
Japan's a bit fierce mild.
Beer mild is fair. And they don't do the banchan refills,
Coming.
which seems to anger you quite a lot. I realised after we went, it's quite important.
Yeah, and Korea has amazing banchan, right?
Yeah, well, you can kind of fill up on it as well. It kind of helps, you know, pad out the meat. Yeah, it's different, but I think, I mean, this is pretty great.
It's
And the
amazing,
size
right?
of the meat is amazing. It's ridiculous. The size of that meat.
all phrasing all day long. Yeah. I just like putting meat in my mouth. Good, solid Korean meat. You can't say that. Also,
This is Ontario grown pork. Thank you very much.
the spice is still there, right?
It just lingers.
I know.
Oh,
One of the things I learned about Korea is like the punishment thing. Like getting
smells banchan.
hot food in the summertime because it's supposed to be good for you. And I'm like, why would I not want to eat naengmyeon, which is cold noodles, in the summer? But they say, no, don't eat it in summer. You're supposed to eat like hot soup in the summer. I'm like, but why? It's like 40 out. The sweat's supposed to cool you. I'm like, it just doesn't work that. So there's a punishment thing.
don't know about the logic on that one. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna get one more down me, and then I think it's time for another shot of Soju. That was a lot of lettuce as well.
Right?
Dumb.
Remember what I said? That it's basically like having a salad, but it doesn't taste like a salad because it's delicious, delicious meat.
Okay, I think the heat is left.
I would love to hear in the comment section below because for me, as I mentioned, I have like a dated perspective on Korean life because 2008 to 2016 was before the kind of whole Korea boom happened. So I experienced quite a real life Korea before like the shiny polished buildings and stuff went in. And so to me, Korean food never had like saucy stuff all over it. Like we had bulgogi and stuff, but like it wasn't the most common thing. The cheese is all, when I was leaving in 2016, cheese was the rage, but it's not cheese, you guys. It's American cheese. It's just liquid milk flavored cheese. It's not the same as cheese. So for me, I was kind of like, I don't like that. So I feel definitely like I'm an Ahjumma who's like looking back and being like, I don't like how these things have changed. I don't like it, but shake my fist at you. Like, it's all about Shinhwa. BT who? BT behind the scenes, my OG's shiny. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who this BT what is.
I don't know what any of this is really.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 words. I'm gonna say a word, I'm gonna say another word. You have to tell me which one you think is the name of a K-pop band and which is something I've just made up on the absolute fly.
Well, I'm gonna need some more. Oh, yeah. Get for this,
Okay.
I feel like this will help me, potentially.
Beforehand, I was gonna say it could be punishment. Like if you don't get it, you drink it. If you do get it, I drink it.
All right, okay, let's go then.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 words. Okay, this is first, Suika fairies,
Sicker?
Suika, and tiara. Tiara.
I think you've mentioned Tiara before.
Who's the real band?
Tiara.
You're right, it is
Yes.
tiara.
All right.
And you won.
Can't pull the wool over my eyes.
I just did half. You do posh or not. It's my favorite thing to do. Dan tells me the names of places and I have to decide if they're posh or not based on the sound of the British city.
Grimsby. Posh or not?
We have Grimsby in Ontario. We have Grimsby, Ontario.
The thing is, the Windsor here is not like the Windsor in England, so don't use that don't use that too much as a reference.
Yes, Windsor.
Have some of this.
I'm gonna say that it is not posh because it sounds grim. Grimsby.
Correct.
I was judgmental of the name, but it paid off.
Oh yeah. If you're from Grimsby and you don't think it's grim, I'm sorry. but I think most of the UK agrees that it's not the best.
See, I recently had a little gallop on the internet, realizing how many ridiculous named cities and towns there are in the UK. Like, how do you come up with these things? There's a Cockburn, but it's pronounced Coburn.
I know Cockburn, as in
Spell it
like
with an H.
the place, not.
Why is it called Cockburn?
No one
Not
went Cockburn.
Not the personal experience, but.
I'm just saying, how do you get Cockburn? So many questions. Well, to be fair, Toronto has a station called Old Cummer. And you go, oh, well, it's probably spelled like Cummer. And you go, no, it's C-U-M.
Is it?
M-E-R. Old Cummer. I think we should explore what's at Old Cummer Station. What's Old Cummer all about?
What's the history?
What is it all? Let's get up in there and find out. Become fans of Old Cummer. You know?
Okay.
Wear shirts with Old Cummer on it.
I'm alright for that. All right, one more K-pop one then.
Oh, K-pop trivia. Okay, I have to think of somebody that you've never met before so that you don't call me out on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
There is either Teen Top or Teen Twins. Teen Top or Teen Twins.
Is this really obvious? Because both sound feasible.
One's a K-pop group.
Teen Top
Teen Top.
and Teen Twins.
Teen Twins.
I
Which
think
one is a K-pop band?
It's got to be Teen Top.
Is a K-pop band.
I'm 51% sure.
It is a K-pop band.
Yes. Yes.
It is a K-pop
There
band.
we go. Oh, Banchan Mi, and then let's think of another one. Okay. Chelsea.
But that's tricky. Because
that-
they have like a good team that's like poshish because they're good. But they're not posh because they're
I don't
scary.
think there's any science behind that.
It's not posh. It's working class and it's hardworking, but it's definitely not posh. Chelsea.
I'm pretty sure it's really posh because there was a whole show Made in Chelsea and it was about posh people. But I'm a bit out of date, so
We have to go by what you have to say.
I'm saying it's posh. I'm saying it's posh.
So then I have to get another. Oh, it's just the after. Oh, it's so dramatic.
I'll join you.
Sorry, Chelsea. Let us know if you're from there. Refreshing. Grows hair in places you didn't want.
That was more intense than I realised. it was going to be. Woo!
It never gets easier.
There is a lack of natural flavors in
Yes. So you enjoy Korean barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's great.
I
It was
appreciate you
it's
joining
the
me.
pepper that threw a bit of a
What is it, hot ones to you?
curveball. That was quite intense. I'm gonna have some kimchi to cool this all down.
Yeah, cool it all down. I appreciate everybody sitting around to learn all the wise wisdom of the person who lived in Korea that one time. I love Korean barbecue and I can't wait to do it more. I found that in Japan it was very difficult to get a lot of these items, and it surprised me because when I was in Korea I thought, oh, I'll be able to get Vietnamese and Japanese food that's authentic, but it's mostly, you know, Korean food. And in Japan it was the same. So they had Korean food, but it really wasn't convenient to get to. And what I'm really enjoying about Toronto is that I can go to, you know, Pat's and get all the things I need for what I feel is legit Korean barbecue that's like stings to my heart. And I know I can make more banchan if I want to, so I find it really exciting. I hope that this has like inspired everybody to maybe go out and try your own Korean barbecue. I personally thought the meat was a lot cheaper. It cost me $22 for the meat.
That's the other thing, in Japan it was quite expensive.
Oh my gosh, you
It
know?
was quite expensive. It's fun, but it was definitely a pricier night out than you'd expect. But hey ho,
Which I'm not used to for Korean food, you know?
it tastes fantastic. Love this grill. Didn't you get this from Pat's as well? Well, there we go. It's all about Pat's.
This is from Japan,
So,
bringing the countries together.
perfect combo.
Delicious. Yeah. I think we're ready to take a goodbye on this. I'm gonna bring all my English to the surface. See you in the next video, and thank you for watching. Captain Martina and Semi-Drunken Dan out.
I'm out.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. There's a legend, and the legend says that Dan is still burning and on fire from that pepper to this day.
Hey, you want to see something great? My leg.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, too much talking, not enough petting. Unhand me, peasant.
Ready to go?
Ah,
This is what's happening here?
yes.
Before we wrap this up, get it? I wanted to say a sincere thank you to all the Patreon and YouTube members that are supporting the King Kogi channel. You are a really big part of how I'm able to continue moving forward. If you enjoy independently made, feel-good content like the videos on this channel, please consider supporting the King Kogi channel by joining as a member. And you'll receive monthly perks as a bonus thank you as well. This has been Captain Martina of the King Kogi airship, over and out for now.
But she's not handsome enough to tempt me. But she's not handsome to tempt me. Tempt me.